A lot of people have asked me about deriving the quadratic formula. How does this become this? We subtract c from both sides. We factor an a out of everything on the left side. So to get from here to here, we just factored an a out of the two terms on the left-hand side. Next, we imagine one of these generic rectangles, and we're going to put the stuff on the inside here on the inside of this box. So the x squared will go here. Then this b over ax, we're going to split it up between these two boxes. Each of them is a b over 2ax. Now, if we start defining the outside, these two would be x, because x times x is x squared. And then x times what gives us b over 2ax? Well, that's b over 2a. And same thing here, this would also be b over 2a. And then to find this missing piece inside here, we just do b over 2a times b over 2a. Well, that's just b over 2a, the whole thing squared. This x plus b over 2a times this x plus b over 2a is equal to the sum of all this stuff inside is right here. These two can add up to become just a simple b over a times x. So let's get rid of all this. Don't need this anymore either. So I'm going to rewrite this down here, but I want to put some spaces in there for me to complete the square. So if I put this b over 2a squared right here, I'll be able to change all of this into this. But before I do that, I also need to add a b over 2a squared on this side so that things are balanced. And then the reason there's an a here is because I have an a right here. This a is essentially being distributed to this thing I added to the left side. I also need this a to be distributed to this one so that both sides will be equal. This inside here now matches this, which means I can plug this into there. We're done with these notes. So let's get rid of this stuff too. Next, I want to distribute this squared to everything on the inside. So that would become a b squared over 2 squared, which is 4, and a squared. And then this a can cancel with one of these a's. Don't need this. Next, we're going to divide both sides of the equation by a. On the left side, these two a's will cancel. And on the right side, this will become a negative c over a, and this will become a b squared over 4a squared. I see two fractions on this right-hand side. We need to give them a common denominator. If we multiply top and bottom of this by 4a, both fractions will have a 4a squared for their denominator. We can combine them into a single fraction. So let's change the order of these. So next, we square root both sides of the equation. The plus minus is very important here because before we square rooted, this had a 2 right here, which meant the degree was 2, so there were 2 solutions to this. We don't want to lose one of those solutions when we take the square root, so that is the reason why we have a plus or minus here. Next, the square root and the square cancel each other out, and on the right-hand side, we can square root the top and the bottom separately. The square root of 4a squared, we would square root each of them, so the square root of 4 is 2, square root of a squared is a, so that becomes 2a. Next, I'm going to subtract b over 2a from both sides. We have two fractions, both of them have a common denominator of 2a, so we're going to combine them into a single fraction. And then let's bring this negative b in front. Those were the steps to change this into this. You guys are awesome. Please send me any other requests you have, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.